welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is another stationery haul from the lovely people over at Stationery Pal. So they very kindly gifted me this box that's absolutely crammed full of goodies. It's always an absolute joy to open one of these boxes from those guys, so I thought I would show you through some of the new bits and pieces that they have sent me, and also put one of the items to some good use and do some watercolour painting, which I've not done for ages. But first of all, let's have a look in the stationery box and see what we've got. So these boxes, they honestly feel like Christmas opening them. So much love and attention goes into packing them, and they always sprinkle over the top some like little extra goodies, which I think is super sweet. Like these little teddy bears are the cutest thing, and what I actually use these for is attaching onto the outside of birthday presents. It was one of my friend's daughter's birthdays last week, so what I did was I wrapped the present and then attached the teddy bear on the outside, kind of tucked into the ribbon, and it looked really cute. And can we just talk for a minute about Stationery Pal's selection of stickers and sticker books and journaling supplies. So I actually do two different types of journaling. I do writing journaling, which is something that I picked up when I started therapy back in 2020, and I actually stopped therapy mid-2020, but journaling is something that I was advised to try, and I found it really difficult at first because I'm not a writer at all. But I found that decorating the pages and just using the power of stickers and washi tapes really helps me to feel like the pages were more welcoming and a bit more laid back, and that they were a bit more me rather than just a blank page that's always daunting, whether you're writing, painting or drawing. And it really helped me to just feel more settled into the page. But I always adore Stationery Pal's range of just all of these stickers and bits of ephemera. They have lots of lovely photographs and prints, lots of washi tapes available. There's like scrapbooking materials, all different kinds of textures. It really is an impressive range of products, so I'm very grateful to have a selection here in my studio. And I also do art journaling, where I do a lot of collages, mixed media, and these look great when they're all like kind of mashed together, thrown onto a page, and they just really complement each other very well. I can't wait to use these ones. These ones are brand new, and they've got some like dried flowers in there as well, which I think is a nice extra touch. And then I also have these sticker books, which I'm also going to save and put to one side ready for when my son is a sticker fiend like I am, because like all kiddies love stickers, don't they? And just because they're stickers, it doesn't mean as adults we can't enjoy them as well. But I just know that he's going to love these once he's like, I think all kids reach an age, don't they, when they're just like, I want to just stick things because they're stickers. So these are going to be great for that. And I'm also going to steal a few from my own journaling pages as well. But let's get on to the paintbrushes. So I didn't realise Stationery Pal actually had these paintbrushes available. They're by a brand called Martini, which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly, but I've never actually heard of them before. But they could well be the prettiest paintbrushes that I've ever seen. Quite a bold statement to say prettiest paintbrushes in the world, but from the ones that I've seen, they're definitely up there. I mean, look at the pastel pink handles on these. They are absolutely stunning. They come in sizes 0 to 5, and you get two detailing brushes in there. There's kind of like an in-between brush, you know, just like a long, slender, a thin brush, and then there's the chunky square-ended brush, and then there's the really chunky brushes with the lovely pointed tip on the end. So I dug out my watercolours. These are ones that they did belong to my mum once upon a time, but she gave them to me because she wasn't using them. And I'll be honest, watercolour is not a medium that I reach for. It's been a very long time since I've done any watercolour, and it's not my favourite. But I had these brushes and I thought it's time to give them a try, and I want to give them a good honest review, so out the watercolours came. Now I did discover when I was checking the price of these paintbrushes that they also work for Gouache. I didn't realise this when I was using them, but I did actually get some gouache out just to give it a bit of a try, and can confirm that they work just as well with gouache as they do watercolour. They hold a point really nicely, which is something that I have learnt from my husband, who does Warhammer miniature model painting for a living. I do a bit of Warhammer myself on the side, so I've kind of learnt a lot more about paintbrushes since my husband joined the Warhammer community and started to paint for a living. But I now know a lot more about how to look after brushes and what makes a good paintbrush. So I was really giving these brushes some stick. I was like, I'm gonna scrutinise you. I was looking for all sorts of different things within these brushes, like how they keep their tip, how easy they were to clean, how easy they were to reshape afterwards, and I can confirm that they were lovely brushes to use. And they're only priced at £19.89, which is incredible value for 6 paintbrushes. I went looking for paintbrushes earlier this year because it's been one of my goals to paint more. I have done some gouache painting, but as I say, watercolour is not something that I tend to go for like ever. So this is a bit of a learning curve for me because I just don't touch it very often. It's not my strongest medium in terms of what I'm comfortable with and what I feel is my stronger work, but I gave it a go. There was a point around about now where I was getting really anxious and I was just like, I can't do this, I'm gonna have to think of another way. But I made myself carry on, and I'm really glad that I did, because it kind of came together. But I think with a lot of artwork, especially painting, if you're not used to the medium that you're working in, you get to like an ugly phase, don't you? Like, oh my god, this is just not working, it's not coming together very well. But sometimes you just have to keep going and just, you know, watch it kind of develop. So they do have like a dyed pink tip at the end, which is really cute and pretty. I love that about these brushes, and they did wash really nicely too. So they're made out of a lovely soft nylon material, so they are synthetic brushes, which are notorious for not holding their tip. So how these brushes will hold up long term is for now going to remain a mystery, but I have granted only just done this one painting, but sometimes that's all it takes is one painting to discover that the brushes aren't actually that great. I have some Da Vinci brushes that are synthetic as well that I bought from an art supply shop earlier this year. I've only used them probably 2 or 3 times, and already the tips are splaying and they're not keeping their shape very well despite really looking after them. So sometimes one painting is all it takes, and for this particular painting I found that the brushes really held up nicely. They were easy to clean, apart from the colours blue and red, because the pigment in these particular colours can be really strong, so I think it's just dyed them a little bit. But it's not the end of the world. What matters most is the performance of the brushes, and I was actually really impressed with these. They feel really lovely in my hand as well. So the pink handles they're so smooth and comfortable, and they're just really pretty. They're just a joy to use. So overall, I think they're a winner. As I say, I'm not a heavy painter, I'm not a heavy paintbrush user, so I don't know how they would hold up long term, but for just shy of £20, I think they're an absolute bargain and well worth trying, even if you're just dipping into watercolour or gouache as a new medium. I was really happy with how they held water as well, so you know, with some brushes, especially if they're not designed for watercolour, they don't really hold the water very well, and it just trickles down the bristles and you get a blob of water on your paper. You end up with smudges or poolings of water, and it just really kind of wrecks the painting a little bit. You get that effect where the water goes onto the paint and it just kind of bleeds everywhere, and if you're quick about it you can do something to fix it, but otherwise I've ruined many paintings by doing that. And speaking of ruining, this was quite a tricky process for me because I primarily work digitally, and I've noticed that I have picked up what I consider to be some quite bad habits from the digital illustration world, and that is when, you know, when you pinch the screen and you try and make a physical piece of paper bigger or smaller, zooming in and out, you want to make things more central and you just can't because you forget that it's not a digital screen. And this painting was not central, and I wanted to change it and then realised I couldn't, and it was really messing with me. I thought it needs to be central. but it's not, and I had to kind of retrain my brain for this painting and just tell myself that it wasn't a big deal, because it's not. But that's something that I'm trying to aim for this year with my artwork. I think I've said it a lot this year, is I just want to find some more flow and become a bit looser. And with digital art, that's not always possible for me. So I think working traditionally has been great for my development, and I'd like to do some more so that I can hopefully free up myself a bit and become a bit looser when it comes to actually using the paint. I think as well it's easy to just be free with digital because it's very easy to rectify any mistakes, whereas traditionally there's always that fear that you're going to spoil it, but I just tell myself to crack on, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, I absolutely loved these brushes and I will be using them a lot more. I think the way my illustration style has gone over the last few years, it kind of would suit watercolour painting, so it's definitely something that I'd like to come back to and keep practicing. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Stationery Pal. Just for complete transparency, there is an affiliate link down below with a discount code as well. It just means that if you shop through that link, I receive a small commission, but it's at no extra cost to you. Thank you for watching everyone, and I will speak to you soon.